In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own custom rhinestone transfers so you can make rhinestone hoodies for your clothing brand using a Cricut Explorer Air 2. Let's get right into it. Alright, so we have Cricut Design Space open, and as you can see right here, I have both of the templates that I'm going to want to cut. These started off as SVG files, which I downloaded, and then we are going... Alright, so we have Cricut Design Space open, and we have our two SVG files because we're going to be making a 2-color rhinestone hoodie. So basically what you're going to do is send me your design, and then I'm going to create these files using CorelDRAW. So this is what it originally looked like. CorelDRAW and the Design Wizard is what I use to create your SVG file. And then once I'm done, I send this to you, you download it, and once you download it, you have the file for life. And then you just upload your SVG files into Cricut Design Space, and you're left with these. Let me show you the website. This is my website. You're just going to want to do the order form, custom rhinestones. So I do the custom hot fixed rhinestone transfers. So I have basically you send me your design, and then I get you the transfers ready to press. So all you do is you either use a iron or a heat press. And then the custom SVG file, that's just for the file which we're going to be putting into Cricut Design Space. And then what you could also do is get the custom SVG file and the physical template. So I will send you the stencil so you can make your own rhinestone transfers. So this one is if you want me to do everything for you. This one is if you want me to create the file for you and get you the stencil, and then you make your own transfers. And then this one is if you just want the file, so that way you cut your own rhinestone flock and create your own stencil. But that way I'm there for you at any step that you need, right? So let's go back to Cricut Design Space. We went ahead and uploaded our file from the place that we saved it at. And then we're going to go ahead and hit make. You can save or don't save, whatever you want to do. And then don't mirror, because this is the direction you want the holes cut. Usually with heat transfer vinyl you do want to mirror, but for this project we're not going to. So now we're just going to go ahead and hit continue, and then I'm going to connect my Cricut Explorer 2, and then we are going to go over there so I can give you guys all of the settings and all of that good stuff so you get the perfect cut. I'll see you at the vinyl cutter. Alright, so I turned on the vinyl cutter and I connected it through the USB. If you're cutting your own rhinestone flock, which is this right here, I do recommend you plug in your USB, because if you do Bluetooth, you might get inconsistent cuts, because sometimes it can cut off. So I do recommend that. But yeah, what we're going to be putting on our mat and then loading into the cutter is going to be magic rhinestone flock, which I can provide to you guys. I already went ahead and I cut a piece off. So what you're going to go ahead and do is take the backing off, and then we're just going to put the sticky side down. And then you want to just go ahead and do your best to get these bubbles out. If the bubbles are small, it's okay. It's more so the bigger ones you want to be careful for. Perfect. All right. And then, so for the needle pressure, you can do poster board or poster board plus. It really just depends on how dull your needle is. You always want to make sure you're double checking your needle. If you need to replace it, go ahead and replace it, because after a while you do need to. So usually for the rhinestone flock, like I said, poster board or poster board plus is gonna get you the results that you want. So now let's go ahead and feed this in. And then I am going to do the fast mode. Let's bring this up a little bit. and then the C is flashing. Now we're just gonna go ahead and let it cut. This can take a few minutes depending on how many holes you are cutting, but once I cut this is what I end up sending you if you want to make your own transfers. But if you got just the SVG file, you'd be doing this part yourself. So I'm gonna let this go ahead and cut, and then I will show you how I peel it off the mat once it's done cutting. Let's get it. Okay, so we took out the mat from the vinyl cutter. Now you're gonna just wanna find the corner piece, and we're gonna lift that. And most of the holes should get left behind. The ones that don't, we're gonna just go ahead and pick them out. But for the most part, a good amount of them came off. And we're gonna do the same thing for this side. Let's see. There we go. All right. So now I'm gonna take out the rest of the holes, and then we're gonna go ahead and put our curing mat and add the rhinestone. I'll see you at that next step. All right, so right here we have our first stencil, and then right here we have our second one. Now for this project, I did end up using SS10 rhinestones. And we are going to be using, we're going to do AB crystals. So these are kind of like the regular crystal, they're just a bit more colorful. And then on the outline, we're going to be doing red, because remember, this is a 2-color one. Your guys's could be 1 color, you know, it doesn't have to be 2-color. Also, keep in mind that when you guys are sending in your designs to me, that it has to be pretty much like a flat color, you know what I mean? Like too many colors, it starts to get a little bit crazy, especially with the software. So, you know, and then right here, we're gonna go ahead and use our tweezers to get the rest. Boom. And then once we're done here, we're gonna go ahead and add our transfer tape, and then we'll go ahead and go to the heat press so we can go over the heat instructions, so that way when you guys get yours, you guys know exactly what to do. All right, you can fast forward this part if it gets a little slow, but we're almost there. Cool. I usually do this a lot faster when I'm not filming, but I just want to make sure I provide this value to you guys. Boom. All right. There we go. All right, now we're going to go hit the red. And if you guys have like smaller designs or more intricate lines, I'll end up using SS6 sized rhinestones, which is typically smaller than the SS10. But for the most part, this SS10 is the perfect size. All right, so I already cut our transfer tape. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. We're just going to go ahead and take the backing off. There we go. Now I usually like to brush it just to make sure all the stones are touching the tape, so when we lift it, we don't leave any of them behind. Alright, now we're gonna do it slowly because if we missed any, we gotta go back and press it down, but it looks like I got all of them. Perfect. Now remember, this is the 2 colors, so now we're just gonna put this here. Actually, let me stand up. Take your time, especially if it's the 2 color one, because once you set it down, you gotta commit. Boom. Perfect. And then we're just gonna go ahead and brush it, make sure all the stones are touching the tape, so that way when we lift it right now, we get the best result. I like to get these, you know, in one hit, because when you mess up with these, the tape is so sticky that it does get annoying. See, okay, we missed one right here, so we're just gonna go ahead and press it. Oops. There we go. And then here's the backing. And there we go. So here's our transfer. I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of these, and then we're gonna go over to the heat press. And if you have any questions, let me know. I got you. All right, so now that we're at the heat press, I set the heat press to 335 degrees Fahrenheit. That is typically the temp that you're gonna want to use when using hot fixed rhinestones. You can probably go up to 350 if you like. I'm sure it won't do any harm. So right here we loaded up our hoodie, and this heat press right here is a Fancier Studio 16 by 24 with the pull out drawer. It does pull out. It's a little bit under $400. And I got it off Amazon. But we have right here our rhinestone transfer. So now I'm just gonna go, actually, you know what? We need to pre-press the garment. I already pre-pressed it off camera, but I'll do it again for you guys. So before you put any, you know, vinyl or rhinestone or anything on your garments, you want to pre-press. It just gets all that moisture out. So let's go ahead and do, you know, 5 to 8 seconds is fine. Just a few seconds, because you want to give yourself the best possible chance of your stuff adhering properly. You know what I mean? But there we go. So now we can go ahead and add our rhinestone transfer. Boom, there we go. And then we're gonna go ahead and do about like 10 to 15 seconds or so. And then we're gonna peel it. And then we're gonna probably do another 5 to 10 seconds just to, you know, make sure it really adhered properly. Just a few more seconds. And if you have any questions so far, you can go ahead and leave them in the comment section. There we go. Now you want to go ahead and peel slow just to make sure you know that you got all the stones, but it looks like we did a good job. Now we're going to go ahead and do another 5 to 10 seconds just to really make sure all the glue melted on there. So that way you can wash this and you won't have any problems in the washer. I recommend you hang dry most of your stuff anyways, but at least in the washer, you know, you'll be safe. All right, and there we go. That is how we apply our rhinestone transfer onto our garment. Using this method, you can guarantee that your stones will be, you know, adhering properly. Just make sure you're using high quality stones at all times. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the transfers over the jacket, and then I will show you guys exactly how it ended up turning out. We'll do some close-ups, and then that way I will answer any of you guys' questions. But let's get it. Alright, so this is the final product that we ended up with. I'm really excited with how it turned out. It didn't take me that long to add the rest of the transfers, maybe about 20 minutes or so, because once you have them made, they're ready to press. But if you did make it to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe, and if you have any questions about any of the steps, meet me in the comment section, and I'll see you next video.